Oh, look at that. Oh, oh man, they almost got a bird's nest right there. And here we have it, the new Penn Squall 2 casting special. You know, I didn't even know this reel was going to be coming out. I found out this through a friend over Facebook. He showed me a picture of his Squall 2, and I was like, hey, what is that? Is that a... What kind of reel is that? Did you put that together with a bunch of mixed parts or what? Is that a Fathom 2 casting special with a bunch of Squall stuff? And he's like, no, man, this is a new reel that was released. That's going to be released. And he had a friend that apparently had early access to it. He was pro staff or something like that. You know, he was Elite AF, and he sent me a picture. I was like, man, this is sick. I bet it's going to be a lot lighter, and I wonder if they're going to fix some of the issues that I found in the Fathom 2. And sure enough, the biggest issue that I had with the Fathom 2 casting special was definitely fixed with the Squall 2 casting special. I haven't even used it, and I think that is already a major upgrade. I already really like the reel. But here we go, and I waited for it since when I heard my friend bring that up, and I was like, maybe I should look to see when this reel is coming out. So I think this was back in June or August, and I didn't see anything about that reel online. I think I might have seen one post somewhere on Facebook saying, hey, yeah, this is going to be a new reel for 2020, and I didn't hear anything about it on iCast because I don't even think they had an iCast this year. I think it was all virtual, so there wasn't much hype about it or anything. And I waited and waited, and finally, I think I finally seen the reel hit the Penn website around late September and October. So let's go ahead and check out the specs on the side of the box. The gear ratio 6.1 to 1. And it holds approximately 20 pounds, 665 yards of 20-pound braid, 30 pound 500 yards, and 50. I'm going to be using 50-pound braid for this reel. It has a fast gear axis side plate, the drag system, the HT100, the light spindle with a free-floating spool to give you extra distance, 6-in-1 shielded stainless steel ball bearing system, high-strength marine bronze alloy main gear, and a stainless steel pinion. So here it is, folks, out of the box. The Squall 2 casting special. This is a beautiful reel, black with the gunmetal accents on it. Ooh, and I love the gold accent it has there. Great contrast on the reel. Here's the Penn little knob here with the casting special on the side with the fawn right here. It's a really nice reel. It feels great on the hand too. This is a very, very light reel, mainly because the frame is made out of graphite. It's not metal like the Fathom 2 casting special. Look at that. Nice spool on there. It's like you're going to be seeing that very often because it's going to be full of braid or mon or whatever. Here's the side. Nice gunmetal. One of the things that I really like about this reel also is that it has a nice big rubber handle that you can hold on to. Good grip, feels great on the hand. Nice and thick. Let's reel it in real quick. It's very smooth too. Look at that. Check that out. Very smooth reeling it in. Yeah, this gold really stands out on this reel. I love it. Here's the foot. Now, here's an issue that I had with the Fathom 2 casting special, that the foot was smaller than almost all my other conventional reels. I had a lot of issues trying to fit that reel on custom surf rods with big blanks. Now, when I placed the reel on modern blanks that are a lot smaller, then I didn't have an issue. But if you're using like a Gator blank, or if you're using certain Harrington blanks, and ugly sticks and things like that, at least the older ugly sticks, some older surf rods, you might have issues placing that. Alright, so we've looked at the exterior, the aesthetics and all that. Let's open this up. Let's see what the magnetic system looks like, okay? Let's check it out. Let's take out this little plate here. Let's pull it apart. There we are. This is the inside of the plate right here. This is the magnetic system right here. So here, let me show you here. This is the clicker system, so when you slide it up, it slides in on a cog. Like that, there we go. So I'll show you how that works. So with the clicker system, there's a plastic clog right there. You see that there, that cog? So when you put the clicker on, that little dog tooth slides in there and starts to click. And look at that thing packed with grease too, man. I bet the bearings are also packed with grease. Alright, check it out. Here's the magnetic system. It's the standard sliding magnetic system that Penn offers. You slide it in. It slides in like that. It looks like it has 16 clicks in total. This is going to be no mag right here, 16 clicks counterclockwise. So let me show you, let's counter right here. This is the full mag system, so if you're turning the knob clockwise 16 clicks, it's going to be, the full magnet is going to be exposed. Halfway is 8 clicks, halfway counterclockwise, 8 clicks, that is half the magnet system. And then if you spin it all the way counterclockwise 16 times, the entire magnetic system is covered, and you're going to have no magnetic assistance, and that's where you start getting your bird's nest, unless you're a skilled caster and you start thumbing it in midair. So 16 clicks clockwise gives you the entire magnet, 8 clicks half magnet, 16 clicks counterclockwise gives you the entire magnet closed, no magnetic assistance. There we go. It's your standard sliding magnetic system that Penn offers. Alright, now that we have the left plate off, let's go ahead and check out and look at the spool. Here's a gunmetal looking spool right here, gunmetal. Here's your spindle right here. This is what they call the free floating spindle. Look at that. Oh, it feels real good. Look at that. Check it out spinning. Get a nice spin. That's your free floating spindle right there. Now, there's another feature with this reel that I really like, and it's the quick access side plate, which means that you can take off the side plate and you can see the gears and everything you have in there without it jumping out at you. There's several reels that I've owned, a lot of conventional reels, that as soon as you open the side plate, everything just shoots out at you. You know, I've lost so many springs opening up these reels. Alright, so let's take a look at the proprietary quick access plate for fast maintenance. Here we go, let's take it apart. And there we go, check that out, how easy it was. See, those are the springs that I'm talking about right there. With some other conventional reels, once you pop over that plate, these springs will shoot out at you and then you lose them. But check it out right there, look at that. Packed with grease, a ton of that of course. Look at the other side, here we go. There's that marine bronze gear that they're talking about, and there's that bearing that is completely packed in grease. That's going to make the spool a lot slower, so I already know what kind of modification I'm going to do to this reel. I'm going to definitely take all that grease off and put my own oil that we use. Check it out, look at that. Nice gear, look at that, beautiful. But there's nothing much to this reel, man. It's pretty basic reel with some good modifications. I really like it. I think that little side mag is going to be very beneficial. But that's it. That's the quick access plate, very beneficial. Alright, one of the biggest improvements this reel has over the Fathom 2 casting special is the fact that they actually moved the knob to the back end of the reel. Before, the Fathom 2 has the knob at the very front right here, and the problem with this was that when you were reeling in, it was digging into your wrist, and it'd be annoying and maybe painful for some people, you know, and it would sit there just digging and digging and digging, meanwhile you're reeling in. So what you have to do is you have to adjust the way you fished. You would have to raise your hand a lot higher on the rod to reel in, and that was a totally awkward position for a lot of us. For me it was, at least. They actually moved the position of the knob to the rear end of the plate, and now it no longer engraves into your wrist, and I think that's a great plus, big plus. And I wonder if enough people complain that they're like, hey, we need to change that. But I'm glad that they fixed that. Alright, so that is it for the initial review out of the box. But one of the biggest questions is going to be, should you get this, the casting special, or should you just get the standard Squall 2? But I think that's up to you. Are you going to be long casting from the bank? Are you going to be surf fishing? You're going to need a bigger spool? Then I would definitely go with the casting special. The knob here is going to be very useful when you're casting. It has also a bigger spool. This holds 60 more yards of 50-pound braid, and also a substantial more than other braid than compared to the standard 15 star drag, okay? The spool is a lot bigger than the star drag. So you're definitely going to need the capacity if you're going to be long casting. If you're going to be fishing from a boat and you don't need the extra capacity, then just get the standard size. So that is one of the biggest differences, that this is bigger than the standard star drag. The spool is bigger, it has a knob. Besides that, everything else is the same. Price point, The standard Squall 2 is $155. The casting special is $170. So it's only a $15 difference. So it's up to you what you want to get. It's not that much of a price difference. Overall, I think this is a great reel for the features and for the price. It's great. You know, this is one of the few surf casting reels out there with a knobby mag on the side, a nice capacity, 350 yards, a 50-pound braid. I think that is perfect for surf fishing and pier fishing and jetty fishing. I think it has 20 pounds of drag. You see, with 50 pounds, this is perfect. It's perfect because you're only supposed to use a third of the drag. So depending on if you're using 50-pound braid, you're only going to put down a third of the drag. So I think a third of 50, about 15 pounds, something like that. So I mean, it's more than enough. 15 pound drag on this, on 50-pound braid, is more than enough to stop any fish at the beach. If you're going to be catching sharks though, you might get spooled, but it really depends on the size of the shark. But I think this is a great reel for surf fishing. Oh man, we're here at Shell Beach. We gotta test out the casting special. Man, this is the wind is blowing, so there's gonna be some obvious wind noise. Yeah, so we're just gonna do a few casts on the casting special. So let's go ahead and put the mag all the way on, because this wind is brutal and we might get a burst if we don't put it on. So let's give it a light cast, see how it performs real quick. All right, so the way that I have the spool here, it's very loose. It has some side play, so we're gonna go ahead and cast it out like that with the full magnet on, see what it's like. So let's get a few soft casts, and then we'll really punch it out there. Yes, sir. Very smooth. Wow. All right. I'm trying to get confidence right now with this. All right, so right away, the plus is that they have the knob on the backside now. It's no longer engraving your wrist, because they used to be right here and they used to sit there and engrave. So this is a big plus on it. It has some torque on it, very smooth reeling it in too. So we're using 50-pound Yozuri. I don't have a shock leader on here. I'm not casting all super extremely hard with bait on here, so we just went this way like that. So let's give it a quick cast real quick. Let's give it a harder cast. Let's do a nice Hatteras cast, see how far we can get this out there. That's the full mag. But the spool very smooth. Let's go ahead and loosen up the magnet. We're going halfway, so we're going to go ahead and go turn counterclockwise 8 clicks. All right, there we go. This is going to be interesting. See what happens here. Ooh, the line's lifting. Oh, that was great. Beautiful. I love that. The magnet kept that in control. You can see that the line was already lifting off the spool. If it weren't for that magnet, we would have gotten a bird's nest. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. No magnet this time, all right? Ooh, look at that. Oh, oh man, they almost got a bird's nest right there. See that line lifting up from the spool? That was close. That was very close. No magnet too. Man, that was really close. We almost got a bird's nest right there, but the magnet was able to control the spool, so that's pretty good. That's exactly what it's for. I had to give it a quick thumb in there. But of course, if you have the magnet on, that's not going to happen. But that was no magnet right there, extremely loose spool. I had to put my thumb in, I had to control it. I was ready to get a burst nest. But so far, I really like this reel. I like the fact that they put the knob back here. It's not digging in the wrist. Look at that, big difference, big difference. It's a fast spool, smooth. It casts very well. We're definitely getting like around 100 yards right now with a minimal cast effort. It's crazy, I love this reel so far. It has its negatives. We're gonna talk about that next. Alright, so we got back from casting the reel. I think it's a phenomenal caster. The spool spins really smooth, nice and fast. The magnet system works really well. It was able to control the spool under very high winds. We were casting into about 20-mile winds, right into the wind also, so that's how you get a lot of bird's nests. But the magnet system worked great, taming the spool. We almost got a few bird's nests, but like I said, the magnet was doing very well. It's doing its job. But on the last cast, where we had no magnet, we had to thumb it a little bit, but even at that, we still didn't get a bird's nest. So besides it being a phenomenal casting reel, it doesn't go without saying that this reel does have its flaws. The reel foot is extremely small. If you watched my video last year when I reviewed the Penn Fathom 2 casting special, one of the biggest complaints that I also had was that the foot was too small. I couldn't fit this on a custom Gator blank. I couldn't fit it on several other surf rods. I was only able to fit it on very small, thin diameter surf rods. Unfortunately, even if you can't fit the rod on the reel seat, the clamp is extremely small. Let me show you what happened. I'm having Lamiglass in Insane Surf and trying to get the clamp on there. I damaged the reel seat. Check it out. You see that there? That's from the screw because it's just too close together. It's way too small. That right there. It is, look at that, it's way too small. I don't know why they keep doing this. This is a design that they like, because they didn't change it from the Penn Fathom with a casting special. Are they only measuring and designing these reels to fit on Penn rods? I don't know, man. Not everybody has Penn rods. I don't own a single Penn rod. It's even worse. If you want to put the screw that it comes with, check it out. It barely fits, and you really got to screw it in there. This is a problem that a lot of people had with the Fathom 2 casting special. I've seen it on several forums. This isn't just me. A lot of people said, oh, you're just using 2 big rods. But in reality, it's not. It's just the reel foot is too small. I tried this on this Lamiglass, which is the very thin rod. I tried it on a Gator. I tried it on a Breakaway HDX. Breakaway LDX. It fits on the LDX barely. I don't know. I think that they're only making these reels for the rods. I mean, I've seen people that have Penn Carnages and their Prevails. They don't have a problem with the reel seats, but like I said earlier, not everybody has Penn rods. I don't own a single Penn rod. Final thoughts on the reel. It's a nice reel. It casts very well. Magnet works good. It looks good. Big problem is the reel seat. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. If you find this information helpful, and if you'd like to help me out, visit my merch store. I have several stickers I've made from scratch. These elite stickers guarantee 30-yard casts and so on. And if you buy the Game Warner sticker, that gives you immunity. Alright? Anyways, I really appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, and share this video to help others out. Alright? Just like I helped you out. Thanks, y'all.